Hello and welcome back to the HogCast. This should be episode 4. It was kind of break between the episodes for like personal stuff and yeah, but we're back. We're back now, and I got a
hmm
special guest with me today again, and this time it's AxBy 94. Tell us something about
Hello.
you.
Okay, where can I start? I'm 28, so I might be considered old. um, I'm from San Marino, and that comes with some small perks like, uh, oh, where is it? And every time you have to explain it in different languages and everything like that. But yeah, big fan of Hawks. I was like in the top 30 players to like persons to join the server, if I remember correctly.
I think so. Yes.
Uh, but I guess I'm not the most active member on the Discord because I'm not really much one of the much the ones that really take part in the conversation every time. But if there's something to do, like a tournament, a game, giving opinions, then I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remembered when you first joined, we had a quick personal chat about some Hawks related stuff, and
hmm
yeah, then you basically disappeared, and I always thought you weren't here anymore. Then sometimes when we had 300 or 400 members, there was like a chat who were the first to join, and then I listed the first top 30 and said, yeah, a couple of them aren't here anymore, and then all of a sudden you said, oh, you're here, you just don't don't write a much a lot in there, and I thought like, oh,
No,
okay.
I always said that like I always like looked at what was going
Yeah.
on. And if something was interesting, then I would jump in the discussion. But I don't know. You definitely know better than me. Then there's a lot of things to do, and time isn't infinite. So you just try to take part when, or you try to focus your energy when where you can and when you
Mm.
can.
Yeah, but I think you're definitely one of the most active people that doesn't have a lot of messages in the server. So yeah, but
Yeah, I'm
it's
always pissed off, like saying, when you make the command slash level in the
in
game,
the
and I was
bot
like,
room, yeah.
oh, this guy knew, and he's like, oh, slash level, and then I do my, it's like he's level 9, and he's here in like from 2 weeks, and me is like level 5 or something like that. That one is
Exactly.
okay. Okay, then never
But
mind.
therefore, you have a lot of experience in competitive yet, or in yeah, in playing the game in general from some tournaments. But we'll come to
Yes.
that in a moment. First of all, the question I ask all of my guests at the beginning: what is your first experience with Hogs of War?
Mm. All right. Actually, got to know the game. Like I had a place near my house, back my parents' house, where you could actually go there and play a lot of games for free, and they were open like from 2 till 6 in the afternoon. And that place was called Ludoteca, and it's quite common. I guess there's a little bit everywhere, but you just have to like pay an inscription, so it was like €5 per year, something like that. And you could there was a lot of games, books, and everything. A lot of people actually most of my friends I met them there. But between the all the games, like me and my best friend was the ones who tried to finish Hogs of War. Like we met every Saturday and got on with the
Uh,
campaign until it was finished. And we actually finished also the hard mode, which
oh,
was one thing that not many players knew about the game.
yeah. I remember it took me quite a while to figure out hard mode as well, since when I first played the game, really, I didn't know about the cheese in Mission 25, where you can just on the pillbox or jump on the pillbox and the gunner would jump out. So I always had to fight the legends, of course, and yeah, I also didn't knew at the beginning if you use an airstrike, the legends will instantly use an airstrike back. So it
Yeah,
took me
I
quite a
don't.
while to beat it to even unlock hard mode.
This is all knowledge that I got like talking with the guys, especially in the Italian server,
Yeah.
like with 8B and Fab. They know Machetino also knows a lot of stuff about the game, a lot of tricks. Of course, I guess they got it from Herter, which is the official Wikipedia of of Hogs.
Yeah, he really knows so much stuff. He
Mm.
spent so much time in the game, and it's pretty interesting since he hadn't really played the game too much as a child. He remember as far as I remember, he said he picked it up as a child once or twice, and didn't play it till he was like 13 or 14 again, or 15 or something like that, and then started really playing it again. So
Mm.
it was, yeah, pretty recently that he all just.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, most of the stuff like how to unlock the Mardi Pix campaign, we kind of did it by accident.
Mm.
But like my best friend, which is also the guy who come and joined the San
Oh,
Marino meeting,
yeah.
my friend, he's the one who I made who I finished the campaign with. He kind of was much nerdier than me and was
Mm.
like scouting a lot of the internet if, in search of how do I do this and how do I finish the game. He really cared about a lot about the game. So yeah, we basically finished the game on normal. Then we finished it on hard mode. And on hard mode, it was actually we had my brother and two other friends to join the game. Yes, because he was playing. Because basically, I was playing the engineers, and my brother was playing the medic. The medic. This other friend who kind of got really good with bazooka, so he basically played that, and my best friend played two scouts.
Nice.
So we had this like team.
Uh,
Every time was this team effort and trying to solve the hard campaign, which was really difficult. Then we did finish the hard mode with legends and everything, and we kind of expected it to come to a third level.
oh, yeah.
And we scouted also the internet to see if that was possible somehow. But yeah, then actually, um, we like when I got a little bit older, then when I was like 20-ish, I really wanted a copy of the game, like physical. But it is so difficult to find like a properly working
Mm.
PS1 Italian edition of the game. So
Yeah, it's the same with German one. They're really expensive as well. So yeah, it's. I guess it's a bit easier in the UK, but it was much more common and popular there. So yeah.
mm. So I actually asked it. I remember once I asked it, like when I was 13, 14, as a gift for Christmas,
Yeah.
and my mom wasn't actually able to find it anywhere. So I got the
Okay. Yeah.
PC game.
Oh no.
Yeah, and that was kind of bad.
Yeah. The only thing I ever Googled back in the day for Hogs of War was how to get the second bonus medal in Mission 17. Because I always remember that at one time I got it. I always thought one time I got it. Um, yeah, but of course I never did. But it was in my blurry memory that there was some way to get the second bonus medal. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like then for example, there are also those kind of missions where everybody has his tier, you know.
yeah,
Uh, you don't have to do this time. No, you have to finish before this to kill them all before this turn, or you don't have to hurt him until everything was bullshit because everybody has a theory, but nothing and no one proved anything. So yeah, it was quite a fun experience, you know, even playing it as a child.
definitely.
What about you, by the way?
Yeah, I played it as a child. I played often as a child. Like I really loved it to play and to watch. Also, my dad played the campaign through a couple of times, and I also played it a couple of times with JJ. So he knew the game from me, and also hosted one or two like Hogs of War tournaments, small with my friends. Uh, yeah, of course, I won now. But yeah.
Oh no. Little
Um,
did they know that they were playing against the best player of Forza 1.
exactly. But when we speak about tournaments, that's the first talking point really I want to have today with you is you are, I think you took part in like nearly or like a lot of the tournaments we had so far. I don't know about first rank up.
I did take part to everything except the first Iron Cup
The first rank
because
up, yeah. At the Grand
I
Leagues, of
kind of
course.
was and Grand Leagues of course,
Yeah.
but I wasn't I couldn't take part
Mm.
to Grand Leagues, so
Yeah.
every competition that I could take part
Mm.
on I took
But
part.
yeah, you have done quite some experience in competitive, and
Mm.
yeah.
It was thanks to like the first rank up that I like got my attention back
Mm.
to the Discord server in particular. I was
Yeah.
kind of upset that like people like ADB didn't really tell me that there was a tournament going, but I guess that's fine.
Yeah, we really wanted to make it like a really small one at first to
Mm.
yeah, we hadn't figured really out anything there. It was we had the first experience with Parsec, and it was yeah, of course the competitive rule set was just a bit in the making. So we instantly figured out we maximum one medic and max one grenadier since they're too strong, and infinite healing hands are broken as well. We need to fix them. That was like the first things we had in mind. Yeah, but you played often, but it took you a while to actually get your first win.
Took me a lot of time.
A lot
Took
of
me
time.
a full and a half season of Hogs War League to get the first win. 13 games lost in a row, which of course entitled me to be the lowest elo player ranked elo, of course.
I mean, yeah, the elo is not that representative since it's the more games you play, the more yeah points you can lose as well. So you're the lowest on the elo score, but you're definitely not the worst player we have.
Mm.
But yeah, that's the disadvantage of the elo score. If you only play one game and lose that, you will not be as low as somebody who played like 8 games, lost 6 and won 2. So yeah, I mean it's all such ranking systems have advantages and disadvantages, and it's just a fun, yeah, just funny to play around with the numbers a bit, but not more than
I
that.
mean, it's useful though. I mean, you can have a rough idea of the ability of the players looking at the elo. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that you have a really good idea of the skill levels if you take the elos and maybe you remove the players that has less than 10 competitive games.
Yeah, then you get
Maybe then you can have a really good picture. No, often a lot of games where that implements the elo system doesn't really show the score until you have a certain amount of matches.
yeah, I mean that would be fair to do as well, but
Yeah, I mean it would be not really so useful to do it in such a
mm,
small pool.
yeah,
But I mean, if you really want to know the picture of and the standings of the player, you just remove mentally the players that didn't play enough games to
yeah,
be considered accurate.
yeah. Problem is we don't have so many games overall as well to yeah, so it's kind of slowly progressing in the
Mm.
white
We will,
numbers. We
we will
will
one
get
day.
more, of course.
Mm.
But the thing I wanted to say is that despite you waiting a while for your success, you still continue to play and yeah, did everything to get better. So, what was your mindset in that time?
I mean, I think the fact that I'm from San Marino itself helps a lot with the mindset. You're kind of used to be the loser, and you're there and just thinking, okay, next time, don't worry, you're just gonna be better, and you just go on with this kind of mentality. I mean, I'm competitive. I like to take it seriously. I like to play the game and give it my best chance every time. But I guess I didn't like give it so much attention, so much
Mm,
space right from the beginning. So it took me a while to catch up. To be honest, I kind of clocked how to be successful in the games. when I got COVID, because then I had like 1 week where I didn't have to do anything else.
Yeah.
So basically, the days where I'm training a little bit with Machetino, I'm hosting this game, and then I'm talking, and then I'm going to bed, basically.
Mm.
And this intensive week of playing with a good player like Machetino, for example, it really helped me to, you know, find the right recipe to start winning the games.
I also think I remember at the beginning you often struggled with the timer. So you often run out of time, and that
Mm,
of course is pretty costly as well if you don't get any shot or any damage away.
that's something that I worked a lot on, but I was definitely used like as a child to use the time as much as possible, and that kind of was difficult for me to adapt to, like, okay, now you have to end your turn 2/1 second before, because the input will take some lag.
Oh yeah, of course.
That was really hard to me to
Mm,
understand it, to make it go. If you think about it, the one turns that seems to be more complicated, that's the one turn that I usually skip.
mm,
So then I tried the solution for me was really simple. I was thinking about, okay, you do less. I had this sentence in mind that less is more, because maybe you don't do the super cool thing, ultra efficient that you have in mind, but you
yeah,
do a little bit less and you do it,
yeah,
and it actually
exactly.
matters a lot in the game.
Yeah, I can understand what you mean there. And yeah, it's just the thing. It's always helping for me is that I always plan ahead when my enemy opponent has his turn. I always thinking what will they do next. I was having my plan, making my plan in the opponent's turn, and so that I don't waste or don't use the time of my turn to think about what I should do. So
Mm,
that always helped me a bit as well. And of course, sometimes there's something unexpected happening, and you have to just decide, okay, I'm doing this, and you can't really change plans in the turn because that normally doesn't work for me. If I'm thinking, oh, I will do that, and then like 10 seconds in, I figure, no, I should do something else. It's often too late to change something.
that's something that I do a lot, because I really like, see the moment, the
Mm,
occasion, what's that scenario gives you in that moment, because a pig landed there, so maybe you have to look a little bit around if you
yeah.
can squeeze the you know the second poison, for example. You know, I like a lot, like, trying, to come up with the difficult solution. And that's something that, I mean, it's something that I actually, thinking about it now, is something that I do often also when I play football. For example, when I play soccer,
Okay, yeah.
I really like to see, the more complicated play, and I often try to do it. Not always that successfully, and that's kind of what makes a difference between a good and a bad player. It really is a good comparison between Hogs of War and soccer.
Mm,
You have to do the most efficient but also most simple thing every time to be consistently good.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, with talk, I understand it as well. Sometimes you think, oh, if I would play this pass, I mean, it's hard to do, but you think, yeah, you can definitely do it, but most of the time can't do the complicated
Mm.
pass and should just play the simple one. But yeah,
And
I guess
also,
that's the same feeling
in
there.
in football also, I usually like tend to, I have in my field of vision one player, for example,
Mm.
and I wait a lot till he does the move I'm thinking, so I
Oh
can
yeah.
pass him the ball. And
Mm.
often I'm like, okay, he didn't really do what I was thinking,
Mm.
so I just got the ball for so much, and someone just stole it away from me because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And I think that this kind of trait of mine, you can also see it in when I play Ox in many occasions.
I think I'm a bit more straightforward in Hawks than I'm in mid soccer, but
Mm. maybe they for you they are two separate things, so you can you can more easily divide like your
You're
mental on this. I really like to take the same approach on almost everything. So I see that my personal traits just pops out here.
I mean, the thing is, I consider myself way more talented in Hawks than in football. So I guess maybe the things I'm planning in football just work in Hawks, but not the other way around since I'm not that good at football. So I could plan the best plays, but if my foot decides to not do it, I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
small spoiler for the continuation of of this podcast, but I saw you play football and you did a lot of coaching, basically.
Oh my God, yeah, we can
You
talk
gave a
about.
lot of direction, which is cool.
Oh, yeah, but I was just so frustrated because our team, we had no tactic, we had no, like, we had basically not. It was so frustrating for me when I thought, okay, we have some tactic, yeah, everybody's playing his position, and yeah, like if there's an opponent, you just go towards him and try to not give him the direct lane to the goal, or try to stay position yourself that they can't
Yeah.
pass like directly in front. And I mean, on one side, it was clear for me that if you never play soccer, you don't know any of these things. But on the other side, it was pretty frustrating when you play against five guys who all know how to play. And yeah,
Yeah,
you
they
get completely
definitely
destroyed.
knew how to play. They definitely knew how to play. But
Yeah.
for example, I saw your your coach side, quote unquote coach, and I've seen that kind of trait of yours when you commentated the game me against ADB, the one
Oh yeah.
that ended a good tie.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And that's more that's a lot you if in a sense, no?
Yeah, I guess I'm really the same on the football field in general. Like when we are playing as well, we had a game yesterday, and I'm one of the loudest persons to yeah, just yell a bit of commands. Like if you got time, if you have somebody behind you,
Mm.
yeah, just these things. And yeah, I guess it's a trait of me overall since I'm like, I guess it's a kind of teacherist attitude I have. Like also.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
those like are things that distinguish a person from another one. They are
Yeah.
traits that really makes a person them. And yeah,
Mm. Oh, there was one thing I always figured I could do at some point for Hawks for competitive is like having small clips like of the game from any random game and just giving my opinion to it, what they could have done differently if there was a good turn, what are the options they
ooh,
could do. I always figured I could do that, but just
then you
holding me
have to
back
make.
is finding these situations
Mm,
and also like the time because it was definitely cost a lot of time. But
it's a matter of time. I
mm,
would have liked to take two players and take one of the games that we had in competitive and
yeah,
just stop it at a certain moment and give it to two other players to see how the
oh,
game
what would
unfolds.
they?
I
Yeah,
can say. Or maybe it would be also nice to make some like a series of save states where you
mm,
have Hogs of War puzzles. Basically, you're in this situation. You got a few seconds to brief the situation. Then you have
yeah,
to win that turn. Otherwise, it could be like it is difficult, not intuitive. But there's always a way to do it.
yeah.
That could like those things could like help a newer person, an interested person to build up a little bit of a mindset for playing the game.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Something like that I would have think it would have
Mm.
been cool to do, but I guess I
Time.
maybe in a couple of years, I don't know, when I'm finished with my study, university stuff, and I'm having the time.
I guess when I get unemployed again, I will.
Yeah, let's not hope that. But yeah, um, to get back to the to the competitive thing, I
Okay.
guess. Yeah, we talked about a bit about the mindset of playing a league. Um, but yeah, one problem we always had, like I told a bit before at the first rank up, we figured some kind of rule set. We weren't sure about maps and about everything, and we kicked a few maps in the meantime, and we got a lot of new back in, and it was all the development, but the general rule set itself stayed the same for quite a while.
Mm.
But then, yeah, we weren't really too happy with it, and all of a sudden you dropped a suggestion for us all. Can you explain a bit what your new idea about the rules set was?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really too much happy about the the slight advantage that the player going first had,
Hmm.
because it's a little bit, in a lot of way, you can see Hogs of War as a chess game. I take your turn, you take my turn. So if I go first, I'm usually the player who takes the initiative first. So I would have liked to find a new way of playing, a new rule set that basically aimed at canceling this this unfair advantage of the
Yeah.
person of the player going first, because and I was trying and testing everything on my own to make it a 2 or 4 game format in
Yeah.
every possible way. So I thought about, you take one map, then you make your formation, play this one map going first, then you go to a second map, you play that map going second, then you switch the roles. So you're going first on the second map, and the last game um, you go second on the first map, and then you see if someone wins 3-1 or so. But and I usually when I was thinking about of this kind of suggestions, kind of stuff, I usually talk it with the guys on the Italian server, especially ADB, who is really passionate about it,
Yeah.
and we know in detail how how passionate he is about the competitive scene of Hogs. So then I was, you know, and he said no, 4 games are not good, and playing twice the same map is kind of long, and generally I agreed to that. So I was trying to tinker around with how you play the game, and seeing what really is the factor that really makes this going first really a huge issue, which in particular is the medic. With Trunks going first and the now famous MoMA, really gives quite an edge to
Yeah.
the player going first. So then I started to think about bans. You play your best of 3, but you ban a class from the other game,
Yeah.
and then your opponent bans a class, and if you go to the third game, you just spin a wheel and get a random class banned.
Mm.
So maybe you had this balance when one of the games you didn't have the medic, so you had to change a little bit up things a little bit up, and maybe the second game you didn't have the grenadiers, so you have to change up a little bit things. So we could have at least 2 out of 3 games, a little bit different, but that wasn't really good. Didn't really solve the problems, and could have ended up being bad. And the bans, I actually got it from my previous esports experience, which was playing Hearthstone, where you usually banned a class from the like one of the 4 decks that your opponent took with him. So then I figured once, why don't we just give 15 set picks to a player? Then he has to just mix them up however he wants. So we tried that. I tried it with Machetino game, and talking about it with ADB, we all started to appreciate the strategy behind it. Of course, we had to do the first set I proposed was one grenadier, 2 medics, and three of everything else for a
Yeah.
total of 15. So we started trying. I made another test game with ADB, and I took two medic in the same game, and it was like he watched me play basically.
Yeah, the too many like six
So
ranks
that
up.
wasn't, yeah, that didn't really work. But then ADB was kind of happy with that. The other guys started to watch the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it kind of worked. It gives a little bit more, like some it gives some fresh air, because you have to think games in a different way. You really have to use your resources based on the map or what you feel confident on. Yeah, so then ADB, started talking it with you and Pin tried to made the council meeting, as we call it now, and the rest is on YouTube, and kind of made history until rank up. So that's a little bit the story behind it.
Yeah.
If we wanna,
No, it's good to see a bit of the background. And yeah, it really mixes things up because yeah, the problem a lot of guys had was like you said with the MoMA. For everybody that doesn't know what a MoMA is, it's basically a multiplayer when you tranquilize another medic and body block him at the same time. So you stand in front of him and just shoot a tranquilizer at him, so he can't do anything. You gain the extra turn, and yeah. Because the medic is just so valuable with the free tranks and the healing hands, and we just wanted to not every match start with the medic goes to the other medic and shoots him. Like that was like 80% of the matches in the Hogs of War League started.
yeah, the
Yeah,
meta was basically what is the first magic gonna do, and
yeah,
then the game kind of unfolds around that. Here,
yeah,
at least you have at least one game where that isn't, where when this scenario doesn't unfold, basically.
yeah, and you can really strategize around. Like if you know you have a map where you're a bit weak on, you can also use your weaker pig ranks to put on that, and basically sacrifice a loss on that map, but therefore on your stronger maps bring your stronger lineups. Or you can split it up between all three maps to have it a bit more balanced. It's however you want, and I think
Mm.
that is really gives an interesting tactical thing about it as well, and it also brings some love to the gunner class, since the gunner class wasn't really used that much in
Yeah,
the multiplayer.
what I appreciated the most of it, because without this rule set, you really had to think the game starting from the medic, basically. Now the winner gets decided basically in if you can play all the flavors that Cogs of War gives you, which
Mm.
is gunners and using the poison, also using the mortars, also using everything, because you kind of have to use all the classes now.
But if you're talking about gunners, what do you think about the flamethrower trick, the ban on competitive?
Uh, I don't know. I would have liked to see that in play, honestly. But you know, if you test it and you see it is strong, I mean, I was one of the only person that kind of gave another solution. I would have
Mm.
restricted it a lot, basically taking it to the power of the gunner, saying it. So if that strategy was doable and usable, the flamethrower strategy was usable, then the gunner was almost as good as a grenadier.
Yeah,
So I would have liked to see that, you know nerfed in some way, but
mm.
using the pig pool. So now you can use if you want, you can kind of balance classes using the pig pool, because if you give the player the chance to use maximum two of that the kind of pig, you kind of balance it. So I would have liked to give that the flamethrower move an opportunity in the competitive, but then you would have had like one or maximum two gunners in the whole game, just because that move is so
Yeah.
strong. What would you do? What was your preference? Would you like to ban it or?
I would have liked to seen it just in use for rank up, because for me it was like it is very powerful, it is not 100% guaranteed, but it's pretty easy.
Mm.
I would have just liked to see it in rank up, just to try it out and just to yeah see where it goes from there. I haven't really figured my mind totally, since it's hard to judge if something is overpowered or not if you haven't really seen it in use. That was
Mm.
my thing on that, but I really hope that one day we can balance the pig ranks a bit. Like that we don't have to have restrictions on how many you can use, but if that they're so restricted that like a medic is equally strong as as a scout.
Mm. I mean,
About that.
we had this discussion a lot of time, especially in the Italian server,
Mm,
and we kind of concluded, like with every discussion kind of went to this conclusion that if you can't like manage the equipment of the
no.
class or the health, you can't really balance them.
Yeah, of
In,
course.
you can't really balance them well enough that you can take as many as you want.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if we could change the equipment, if we can change the weapons, that
If
would
we
be.
could change, I'd say that it is almost impossible. That it doesn't really make any difference having five of something. You can't. I think that for how the game is done, there will always be a better class than the others. I think that the Grenadier will always be good. For example,
Yeah, but you could balance them even. I mean, the grenadier is just free. The class doesn't free high explosive grenades. It's just insane. Like um, you could still balance them a bit more. You can just like have one class that one high explosive grenade and just give him like a few roller grenades or something else. Like you could balance them a bit more in that way.
mm,
Like there are some weapons in Hogs of War that are not ever seen in multiplayer or that are rarely used, and I don't understand really why. Because the roller grenade, I mean, it's a good grenade, like 40 damage, and it has some unique traits, and it's so sad that you only see it in Bridge the Gap. Like,
yeah, but the unique trait is so shit, especially in in Bridge the Gap. It's okay. It's taking some high speed, then
yeah, yeah,
and
but
basically it
I
doesn't
mean,
doesn't go on the other side. Come on.
we don't know if it would work in other maps as better because
That's
it
sad.
isn't in
That's
other
sad.
maps. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know. I know.
I think it would be awesome to yeah to be able
Mm.
to change the peg ranks a bit to yeah have them a bit more equal. So it's you could play with five grenadiers and not have instantly one in theory. So yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. It's gonna be really difficult to find such perfect balance
Mm.
in all the classes, and I think also that maybe I mean, there's this discussion also that was taking place when we talked about competitive balance, especially in the Italian server. If you change too much, that doesn't feel like House of War anymore.
Hmm.
For example, we can talk about like Pin's ideas of changing the game.
Oh yeah, about that one video. Yeah, that was
The
like
one video he did. I personally liked the idea of new classes and re-scrambling and remixing everything. But some of the others said that isn't a House of War anymore. It's just another game.
yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
And yeah, I see that. I don't mind changing. I like change. I like changing. I search for. I actively
Yeah.
say search for changing. But I understand a person that says, well, that's not the game I like anymore. It's not the
Mm.
game. So yeah, I mean, balancing stuff, it's difficult. It's really difficult. You will always say whatever decision you take, there will always be someone who's upset.
Yeah,
And the
definitely.
flamethrower thing is it's a really good example of it.
Mm.
Someone liked it to be banned, and someone got upset at it. That's how per people works basically.
Yeah, that is true. But so far, I think we have had a pretty good yeah, pretty good agreement on all the things that are done. Also, the pig ranks, it was like overwhelmingly positive on the community, and I see a
Mm,
good chance that we have it even in the next league. We said because it's relatively new, we will let the league players vote, and if there's like nobody against it, we will have it in the league. And it seems like we get them. I wouldn't have heard anybody who's against it. I don't know about Machetino. He was a bit skeptical
mm.
at first, I think.
I'll be honest. I like a lot seeing the games in this new format.
No.
But the new format, I really struggled. I have to relearn it and feel kind of frustrated about playing it. But it's fine. Everything that is new will take some time to adapt.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like the community is. I mean, it's we have a small community. Therefore, there is a lot of chances to talk about it and
Mm.
make decisions, hear suggestions. So changes are taken quite nicely just because of that, in my opinion.
No.
If we were more of a bigger community, we had a lot more people playing, then someone would have to make the decisions for the balancing,
Mm.
and a lot of people would be upset. But you don't really have the material time to listen to everyone. So changes here are accepted because they are discussed and shared with everyone, basically, and we have the time and the numbers to hear about the opinion of everyone.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see when we. I mean, the server is still growing, and it will only continuing to grow, especially with Reheated and everything. Um, yeah, there are news incoming pretty soon. I hope. I don't know when. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know what exactly, but I'm only hearing the rumors. And the rumors say there are news incoming. Um,
Unreheated.
for Reheated.
Wow, you're
Hopefully
getting me
before
excited
the
now.
end of the year. So.
Yeah, I kind of
Um,
forgot about Reheated.
yeah, but I think that is a pretty big opportunity for the game.
It will be a big opportunity, but
Yeah.
oh god, we could talk about so many things. So
Yeah.
now I'm gonna now I'm gonna take the host role and make you a couple of questions. So
Okay.
the rule set
Yeah.
for the next league, yes or no? Would you do last year with the old rule set?
No,
Would you do the last league with the rule set, or would you switch to the new one for
I
this
would
league?
switch to the new one. I mean, I did good in the old rule set. I think. Yeah, I had a pretty good strat for the most one, and the new one is definitely having a bit more variety. I have to learn the gunner a bit better. I have to definitely practice my bazooka before we start,
Mm.
and mortar skills as well. But I'm up for the challenge, and I think it's just more fun to watch some games because it's giving a lot more variety.
Okay, second question. Would you like to see like what if okay, let's think about this scenario. A big influencer, like a big YouTuber, for example, actually joins the community and like a shit ton of people comes and play now. All of a sudden we are from 18 players to 100 players.
Okay.
Would this scare you? Would you feel like less would you feel like the game is more an esport now than more serious and a little bit
Um, for me,
less
it's
focused
always
like it now?
for
Do you
me.
see something that that's the question is, do you see something potentially dangerous or negative in a sudden increase of player?
Not an increase of player in general. So I definitely don't mind more players. It's just the capacity we have so far for hosts and everything. That's the parsec problem and everything. So we can't have like
Mm.
unlimited leagues. We can't have a league with so many players since we don't have the resources yet. That's the same with the Grand League. That's because we only have two big tournaments a year since it costs just so much time and effort to make to make these videos, and we want to have the quality of those, with hosting and everything. So I feel like the capacity is really what is holding us back currently. I personally don't feel like afraid if there's new competition. I mean, we will get a pretty competitive league this year. There are a lot of
Oh.
new good players around. Um, the only thing I fear about something like that would be if there's a big chunk of money involved all of a sudden, because that's that for me. Money is a thing. I don't think I would play a tournament that is money based or the winner would get a huge amount, because that's not what the game stands for me. The game is for me is a passionate childhood memory. It's not nostalgia. It's I've just fun competing with a lot of other guys, especially a lot of guys that became friends that I met in San Marino, and I just feel like money will be kind of getting it like in a bad competitive way. Like it's in a serious, you know what I mean. It will get the bad blood between the people, and I don't want to get in people or get passionate about the game solely for the money reason. Um,
Okay.
that's the thing that I'm scared about a bit. But other than that,
Okay. Okay. So
hmm,
let's do. You have two choices to do for.
okay.
Okay, you have two scenarios. You have to choose one. The first one, the game continue like the community continues to grow slowly. You go on for 5 6 years. Go on for 10 20 years,
Yeah.
but the community, the game is still kind of the same vibes, same friendly thing. Or scenario number two, the game gets big, gets a big esport, and you have to retire from the game, but you become main commentator and you get paid for it. So being the commentator of Game of War is now your job. What would you
Uh,
choose?
I mean, if the game would be like in a state where it's like so big that we have it's a real, I mean, for me it feels
Real
like kind of
industry, yeah.
esport. But if it's like a pretty big game all of a sudden with thousands of viewers, I mean
Yes, you
that's,
basically have to rent. You have to rent a football stadium to be
I mean
to holding
at
everyone.
this point, um I wouldn't even mind. I mean, if I don't have the option, I would like to be commentator, of course, as well. But at this point, I mean, of course, there's money involved. But for me, that's something different then. I mean,
Mm.
then you have such a huge stage that it's like bringing a big attention to the game, and it's like it's not friendly anymore. It can't be friendly at this stage. For me, it's just like
Okay.
at this stage we are now, and involving getting money involved now feels just for me like we are too small to do that,
No,
and it's just like
we don't have the numbers for that.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly, and that would be my problem. But if you say like you have a really a big game and you get thousands of views, but yeah, there's money involved naturally. I wouldn't mind it so much because it's like of course there isn't like this friendly small competition anymore. But for
mm,
me, it's like we had suggestions like this in the past, like how to boost the game, how to boost the league tournament, and there was like suggestion for prizes. The winner should get something. I mean, I wouldn't mind if you say the
nah,
winner gets a T-shirt from Pin. Okay, from uh, I would be fine with that or something like that. But I wouldn't say like a prize pool like $200 for the league winner. I wouldn't like that.
nah,
That's
because then why would I mean? There's another thing that, in my opinion, there's another thing you have to we have to specify. You set that $200 winner prize, but do you invest like at least double that money for have a better environment for the game? So you get dedicated servers, you get casters, you make something to make the videos even better. Then I would kind of be up for it. But
Yep.
if the only improvement you do for the environment it's just a prize pool, then I think your discussion is
Yeah, that's the thing
I'm
from.
on the same same idea as yours. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that was I mean. I really hope we get the league channel at a stage at some point where we can make a bit of money from it. But of course, the league channel, there's so much people involved. With the league channel money, I would invest in like servers for Parsec or like
Yeah,
some.
but that's a healthy
Yeah,
way of
yeah. That's the
making this
thing. But I wouldn't.
environment grow.
Yeah,
I like that.
no, but I wouldn't boost it like with a player prize pool. I would rather give the commentators and the hosts money for doing their job because they have so much more to do than players.
Yes, yes,
For
of
me,
course.
it's
But
that's
what if something like someone external
yeah.
comes in and puts in the money, but he invests in boosting everything?
I mean, that would be
Structure
yeah, that would
would
be
be
another
fine.
thing. If he says it's boosting the money to also give us proper servers and that we have good connection and everything, then I wouldn't mind it. And if the commentators and the hosts get a equal amount, because I know how hard it is to host that hadn't had the time unfortunately last Quant League to help a lot and
Mhm.
last regular Hogs of War League as well. So I think these is the word that those are the works that should equally be awarded. Uh, Not just the players, because I mean, playing is
There's a
the
lot more. There's a lot of work behind it,
yeah.
and you can barely see it. Now I have two extra questions. So
Oh, okay.
then I give you back
Yeah.
your podcast.
Okay.
Would you make a space for Niklas joining the Hogs of War League?
Uh,
That's a
it's
really I
yeah.
know it's a tough topic.
It is a
It's a tough
tough
topic.
topic. I mean, there was a discussion going on the server as well, and I think you have to look at it at a bit of different angles. For one, it's the angle that a lot of guys that push for Niklas play a lot with him. Of course, I also played with Niklas. He's a nice guy. He's a talented guy. He will definitely be very good for Grand League. And of course, I can understand everybody who played a lot with him to say he should join the league. The other problem is, or the problem from the side on the background, the organizing side, like I am also involved, is
Mm.
we have a cap on the league players. We also before Grand League asked everybody of the league players of the old league players if they want to return again, and said the rest of the places we will fill them up with Grand League because we said we will have only Grand League players promoted in the Hogs of War League from now on.
Mhm.
That's the thing. If you say that before, and if you want to make such kind of structure, building up for future, and there's a good, new, nice, talented player who joins the server, do you make an exception? And the other question is, can you even make an exception? Because theoretically, we would be full. We would be have a cap of players.
Mm.
And that was the dilemma we had. Like we had 14 people. We said before we will only have the Grand League players promote, and we got the other players back in. That was our problem so far. But there are new developments, like Candyman said he doesn't know if he wants to play in the league or he's most likely not playing the Hawks 4 League. So we would get a free spot.
Mm.
The problem there is the free spot. We said we'll fill it up with Grand League players. Do we have the Grand League players in there? Or do we take Niklas now? Or that is currently what I'm biased for is make a game with the best of three or something between Quant League and Niklas, and whoever wins that is qualified for the league. That would be the fairest one for me, personally.
I wouldn't. I don't see it like you though because Niklas, I know it's a good player. I didn't see him personally play, or if not on the rank up. But for me, he didn't really prove anything yet on the big stage. No, he had a final against Fox. He played. He made the lower part of rank up, and he won. That's okay, but would he be really Hogs of War League level? You don't know.
I mean, he
There's only players who's vouching for him, basically.
yeah, I mean, he played a lot of them. He played in the Waven hosted a tournament a couple of days ago,
Oh,
where he
I
also
didn't catch that quite. I didn't catch that yet.
I didn't
I'm gonna
as
look
well, but
into
he
it.
played against it was Waven, Iron Fox, Niklas, and Angurio. And as far as I know, Niklas won at least one game there, so that are all good players. Um, so yeah, he is talented for sure. I also played against him, and I barely won. So he's definitely he has a skill. I wouldn't even say that, but yeah, it's just a problem. Like, what do you do? Do you stand to your words you said before? Yeah, I mean, I understand both sides, and it's coming down to the to us organizers to decide that. We'll just see how many will drop really out of the league if there is everybody playing who said he will be playing, or if we also have some dropouts. But yeah,
I mean, I
it's a tough
think,
choice.
in my opinion, Grand League players should have if like if one of the Grand League players shows interest in going to the
Yeah.
league, he should be like eligible before Niklas, in my opinion, for at least that's my opinion, because I see Grand League as the starter series for the Augsburg League, and rank up I see it as a more of a fun tournament.
Huh.
So they don't
Yeah.
really have the same value if we wanna put it like that. But this kind of suggests that we need more Grand League, basically, in during the years,
Yeah,
during
I see
the
that.
solar year,
I see
during
that
the season.
argument. If you join
Mm.
after Grand League, a month after Grand League is over, you have to wait the whole year to play. I see that argument. I know it sucks. The problem is yeah, like capacity. We get more hosts like every month. More possible hosts. We get more help, help in the background. Um, yeah, but we just have to yeah see how in which direction we will go. Uh, Maybe we'll have Raven suggested a meeting at some point. Haven't heard about that anymore. Maybe I will ask later what we can do with it. But
Mm.
I definitely can see us moving a bit more forward if we get the capacity. Like I said, that's the biggest
Mm.
thing. And we
I,
want
I I totally
uh,
agree on this point.
and I think
But
everybody from the host side, from the Hogsfall League side, wants to have the videos that we produce at this high level we have, and we don't want like anything to upload there. We want that really good games with host, commentator, like everything like that. And I think we should aim for that kind of quality of the videos.
okay, last question.
Okay.
Okay, maybe last extra question, but this is a really fair,
Yeah.
straightforward question. Do you enjoy more playing or commentating a game?
Oof, that's tough.
Could be. There's no in betweens.
Ooh. I mean, playing is just it's just this amazing adrenaline feeling where you are just in a whole other level, just completely concentrated on the game, like focused. Like after the games, sometimes I'm shivering because it was so intense for me
Well,
playing.
I'm shivering. I'm shivering always. Like,
Yeah.
okay, let's start the game.
No, it isn't always like that. Like we'll come to that now in a minute. In the community meeting, it was like the game. It was just
No, 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 no.
so
But
casual.
that
Yeah,
that was for fun.
yeah,
Then I was really relaxed.
mm,
But if you come to league, then I'm
yeah.
always shaking a lot.
Yeah, I'm always so nervous and so focused, and it's really mentally challenging for me at that. And commentating is more like casual. It's fun. It's can I can think about a game at the different angles, and I mean I really like commentating, but I think playing is just it's just yeah
Okay, you rather play. You rather play. Okay,
yeah.
it's fine. You have to choose one. Play is a little
Mm.
bit better. Okay, the last question is regarding reheated, because that's where I came up with the
Yeah.
questions. Do you think reheated would actually like revamp the community, especially considering that it doesn't have it probably won't have a multiplayer feature in it?
I can't answer that question.
Okay.
No,
It's your
I-
podcast, so you decide what question to answer or not.
uh, I mean, what should I say? I think it will definitely boost the community, and if it will get to multiplayer, to a working multiplayer and a PC port, I think both is really important. If it would have in theory have both, it would be a huge boost. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But we've spoken about the community meeting a couple of times, and since I was talking so much, you was interviewing me, um, I guess I can ask you the question: how did the community meeting? Because it was in San Marino, you are from San Marino, so you basically were a host. Um, yeah, how did that all come together?
Just to let everyone know, Castor Dow now took back his podcast, and we're talking about things that he planned to talk about.
Yeah, it's not my podcast again.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it was a blast. I had a lot of fun in the community meeting, and I didn't really I didn't really have like the only taking part experience. No, I was always uh, thinking about what do we have to do next. Oh, my mom is back. Wait a second.
Okay, XY is having a quick break. I don't want to cut the podcast, so we'll just continue to talk a bit. Yeah, we were in San Marino. San Marino, if you don't know, it's in Italy. It's like really a small state. Um, I will put a link in the video description about the tournament we had there. It was a fun tournament, just for, yeah, yeah. And yeah, XY is back, so
I'm back. I'm back. Sorry. I just didn't want, my mom walking to my room
yeah.
and you could see her going in the background. So yeah, I was saying that the meeting was really fun, but I kind of couldn't enjoy it like fully as a guest. I had to be like the one thinking about where are we going to eat, or where did I book the place where we were supposed to go, or so. I was quite lucky that I worked in a tourism office here in San Marino, so I knew roughly what I would like to do. We talked a lot, like what should we do in those days, where should you stay, and that, in my opinion, less makes it a little bit less enjoyable. But it kind of gives you also a lot of motivation because I certainly felt a lot of home, and it was
Yeah.
like it was really nice to show you around. This is where I live, and I hope you really felt home and welcome when
Oh,
when
definitely.
you were there. I mean, we even got the chance to play football together, and which
Yeah.
was a blast for me. I had a lot of fun there.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot. I should have asked Dan how his knees are doing because Dan was like the.
Oh God,
Oh,
poor
yeah.
Dan. I love him. He's my hero now. You know, he's like his shoes, which he chose to play with, looked a little bit like there's like the security shoes that they give you to work in a factory.
Yeah.
The one that has the pointy bit. This is made of iron, and he tripped a lot over
Yeah.
poor Dan. But I like people like these that it's like it's a lot like me in the first season of the league. You're shit, but you're going on and you're playing. I
Yeah.
really like that kind of mentality.
So Candyman is definitely the best speedrunner we have, but not the best soccer player.
Of course, but he is definitely the number one when it comes to speedrun, and
Oh
even
yeah.
speedrunning lasagna.
Ah, exactly. Yeah. And Fab was analyzing lasagna before you even got it.
He studied everything about that lasagna.
Yeah. But I can understand that he had some pressure for being host for the very first
Mm.
meeting, and
I mean, I took it
mm,
quite well, as I'm not good at handling pressures, but I don't know I had a lot of fun, and I'm when you finish the week and everyone goes home, everything goes well, except for Angurio, poor man.
oh yeah,
And you're kind of satisfied. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and I really had the chance to share with you guys what I do, where I go to eat usually,
mm.
and it's it really gives you a lot of satisfaction.
Yeah. But I guess it will be more enjoyable for you when we have the next meeting. We don't know
Maybe,
when and where we will have it. Probably UK, since there are a lot
yeah.
of UK
I
people.
hope it will be in the UK. I hope.
But yeah, I still got something with me from the
Oh,
meeting
the time code!
for the
Yay!
pinecone. Yeah. Uh, yeah.
Oh, you man, the pine
Like
cone.
like I showed AxBy before, I have a picture of us hanging on my wall. Uh,
Mm.
so it was amazing. Amazing couple of days. Like I said, I will put the link of our fun tournament we played in the description. It was blast as well to play it with you, play live, and yeah, we
Yeah,
messed
I
around
mean,
so much.
being everything in the same room,
Mm,
where everyone in the same room was kind of weird in some way, but really
yeah.
fun. And I definitely need uh, um, like the football kit that JJ was wearing with the lawnmowers on
Oh,
the logo. I really want them. I really need one. Tell me if I can buy them. I really need one.
if we have
I want one.
if we have the next meeting, I will bring you one.
Yes, yes, yes. I really want one. I don't know what kind of shirt I can bring you to pay back the favor, but I really need it.
We'll
The
figure
lawnmowers are
we'll
just
figure
so good.
something out. We'll figure
All
something
right,
out. I
let me know.
will.
Let me know.
Yeah, I will definitely can make that. Yeah, and community meeting. What can we say as well? It was just.
Shall we share a story, like something
Oh,
that is worth noticing? I mean,
yeah.
we posted the Machetino drinking your friend's prune liquor.
Oh yeah, the
So
schnapps. Yeah, he will
no,
want. Machitino isn't drinking like any alcohol or like
no, no,
barely,
no.
and
Probably it was his first drop of alcohol. That
he really wanted to try the schnapps, and there is a video in the. I think it's even the server, and his face after swallowing it. It was just so so good. He was like, you really noticed he doesn't like it at all, and then he just took his coke and just drinking it all, just to get that taste of his mouth.
so
Yeah.
okay. Let's set it like this. Moment you liked the most of the meeting, except playing, of course.
Um. Hmm. It's hard to get it done on one thing. I guess what I have in memory is the first evening at the bowling alley. That was pretty. I mean, there was everything was pretty enjoyable there. Other than that, when we was waiting at you, it's just a small plaza, and we played with a pine cone. We played soccer with a pine cone while waiting at you. That was pretty. That was quite fun as well. Um, I guess these could be my favorite too. I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I asked for one, so
Mm,
you definitely gave me more than one. I mean, talking about the bowling alley, I remember this moment when you were like taking the shot,
yeah.
and like the score was a little bit even between you and someone else. It wasn't the last shot where you took and won it all with at the last second, of course.
Oh yeah, that
It
was
was
good as
something
well.
like that. It was something like in the end, and and the ADB was looking at me and was like, hold on," and I got to him, "Hold on, we have a shrapnel." He started to laugh.
Oh, that moment in the league is still one of my favorite. It's like the commentating, everything is so perfect in that moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You have to think that kind of that perfection moment kind of got back in during the bowling alley, during the bowling game,
oh,
basically.
definitely. And I really hope we can have Pin with us next time.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Finn has to be to take part of this, but it would be cool to have her there
yeah, definitely.
somehow.
Bobby, all the guys, of
Bobby.
course. But I guess the Herb Deb it's just hard since the only one from the US. It's kind of hard to get around.
Hmm. But maybe maybe he can say. I mean, Hertha at some point was thinking to
Yeah,
come. So,
maybe we
hmm,
will see. We'll see.
it would be nice.
So you have a story to share from the community meeting?
Oof. I mean, we kind of talked about every one of them. We talked about the precision of Fab
No, I understand.
with the food.
And it is not so wide as it
We
seems
didn't.
in this webcam.
What?
It is
Sorry.
not as wide as it seems in this webcam.
The Legend of Wab
The
was
webcam.
was born on the day. I mean, I could also share the story of when we you remember you JJ and Dan arrived first at the
Yeah,
hotel, and then we got out and made an aperitivo, which is like drinking something and eating like before lunch.
yeah,
But then, like when the Italians arrived and we got back to the hotel, I also jumped in the hotel and I discovered that one of my friends was was working there.
yeah.
She was like, "No, you? I knew it."
Yeah, it was so funny that the receptionist, she asked us before if why we are in San Marino, and I said, "Oh, we know somebody from there, and we'll meet with some other Italians." And yeah, uh, pretty exciting. And then he came back with us to the hotel, and they knew each other, and it was just so funny because
Yeah, she's uh,
yeah,
she's she's an old friend of mine, so
yeah, but it was very nice. So yeah,
she was very nice.
mm.
A little bit too chatty.
Yeah, but I don't mind it at
She's
all.
really chatty though. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think we talked a bit about everything. I mean,
I guess so. Yeah,
yeah, I think we talked about everything except the food. Did you like the food
yeah. Of
in
course,
general?
Italian food is amazing. So
Mhm.
yeah, I couldn't complain about anything there. It was really good. The breakfast was amazing. Um,
How does JJ makes how can JJ just do 2 meals a day
I
and the rest
have
is beers?
I have no idea. He's always doing it like that, and I don't know how he survives, but he kind of does it.
All right. I mean, my man is fueled with beer, so I guess he's
He
like
is definitely
he's
is.
like Bender from Futurama. If he doesn't drink beer enough, he becomes drunk.
Oh, it was like when we were at Spielberg at the Formula One Grand Prix. He's always like eating a bit in the morning, but in the morning, like we're all eating very much, and just a little bit. And during the day, we have some sandwiches, and he's eating just one or two, and just drinking beer all the time. In the evening, he's eating a big meal, but that's about it. And he's always still drinking. And one day, he was drinking a lot, and that's like 6:30 or so. He was always so drunk. He went to bed and he woke up at 2, 3 a.m. and couldn't
Mm.
sleep anymore, so he just got outside, sat on the table there, and made and started with his first beer. And it was like awake till 8 at the evening then and just drinking all the time. Yeah, it was so amazing. From 3
Jesus.
in the morning, and that's just him. And I can't, I don't know how he does it. I couldn't do
Yeah,
it.
he has a different lifestyle than us.
Definitely. But I was so glad he joined us at the meeting,
Yeah,
and
I
it
mean,
was yeah.
he's such a nice guy. He's really funny and everything. I mean, maybe he's not the most chatty person in the
No,
world, but he's definitely like fun and really easy to play. So
yeah, but he's not that chatty overall. Yeah, but I
yeah, I
think
guess
it
it's
improved
in
his English
personality.
again. Yeah,
Hmm?
good. Then
Yeah.
we have 1 hour and 50 minutes, I guess. That does it for today. Just
Wow.
so thanks
One
so
hour
much for
15 minutes.
joining.
Ready? Thank you for having me.
And yeah, I hope I will make another episode of the podcast soon. I have to think who to write next. Do you have any suggestions who I should write next?
Any suggestion? I guess you can have. I mean, you definitely will have a lot to talk with AB, I guess.
Yeah.
But maybe Pin, see what's up with him on the latest. I mean, he's been a little bit less active in the community recently.
Yeah,
If
he's
he
just
probably has some personal stuff going on for sure.
yeah, and of course the Pins mod 5.0 that takes quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean it's a whole new game, so
Yeah, yeah.
basically. And yeah, but who else could be? We could have Raven. You could have Fox, I guess.
Well, we'll see, we'll see. But I
Mm,
have some names written down, so we'll definitely get to it at some point. Good.
right.
Then yeah,
Then I guess I go get some more coffee.
definitely the most Italian thing you could have said. And you're not even Italian, so we'll end it with that.
I'm wearing a Sweden jersey also, so
Yeah, because you're half Swedish or quarter Swedish.
yes, I'm actually born in Sweden.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're actually born in Sweden, so
I'm born in Sweden, and my mom is Swedish, so
I guess it's a perfect fun fact to end the podcast.
and the podcast.
Where are you born, viewers? If you watch till that, just write your birth country into the comments.
A free game against Castor when if you do that. 1 hour of coaching with Castor
Oh
for the
no,
one
no,
person.
not one
I mean,
hour, but let's say uh don't know what I'll do with that. I will think about something. But yeah,
okay, definitely have some more information in the description of the video.
of course, I will totally not forget about that. Good.
All right.
Then thanks again for
Then,
joining, and goodbye.
hej då!